I'm Rob Hoffman,
And I'm Mom Joyce.
and we are about to share our home building adventure with you.
And what fun we've had.
They will tell you that you could get divorced over building a home. Well, this is my mom, so that's not going to happen. But what we are learning in the process is it's only as stressful as you make it. You're not going to get everything you want. And you'd have to just sit down and make sure that the roadmap is in place and followed. There's steps you have to take and steps your home builder has to take. And that's what we're talking about in this set of videos.
We sat down and we decided to have fun. We had time, we weren't in any hurry, and we started our journey together.
Mom sold her house back in July, and we decided to move in together while we looked for a larger home. My home just is not large enough to accommodate both of us. And
Only because I have 54 years of house stuff.
And I have 30 years of my own stuff. But anyway, so what we did was we got Mom in, and this house is the incredible shrinking house. We're starting to trip over ourselves now, space-wise. But we took a drive right after she moved in. There was absolutely nothing available in open houses. Nothing to look at. And the original plan was for her to live with me for the first winter and then to get my place ready and sell it come spring and buy a new house. Since there was nothing to look at, we opted to go and look at the model homes that the builders had. And we have 5 builders in our area. And one thing we'll be doing in this video series is we'll be discussing the builder we went with by name, off and on, but we'll try to leave the other builders' names out because there's nothing wrong with any of the builders. It's just we chose one that we liked the way they dealt with us. So that's where we'll go from there.
We also liked the home they had out there, and first look at the home, I immediately fell in love with it. And we went to other open houses that they were building homes, and we decided this is the one we wanted. We kept going back to the same home. So that was a sure sign we had chose the one we both liked and met the needs we had.
Anyway, so we had taken a drive down and walked through the model, and Mom fell in love with it. Absolutely fell in love with it. They were slammed on that Saturday, and the new home consultant never got to us. And we looked and we left, and we had told him when we checked in that we were just looking. We hadn't even decided to build. The next morning, Mom woke up, and she had all kinds of questions about the house. So after we did some running, in the afternoon, we went back over, and we got there, and there was nobody there. And the home consultant walked in the house with us, and at that point, we asked how much the home cost, and he told us, and there was a price increase coming, so they wanted us to get signed. But when we went to walk, I kind of joked. I said, yeah, you probably have upgraded this house, and it's twice what you're going to give us in the base model. And I was right. It was just about twice. And he said, well, what we want to do is let's walk through and talk about what you want in a home and what you need in a home, and then let's sit down and see what you can get in a home. And that's how that started off.
Right. We enjoyed it very much, and there was a lot that this house offered us of our needs. Rob is musician, so we definitely need a separate room for his grand piano. And I love to be in the kitchen, and I wanted a sunroom. So this house offered that too. And I also wanted a gas fireplace, so I got my way on that one. And we needed 4 bedrooms. I wanted 2 for me. Rob needed 2, 1 for an office. So we knew our needs then. 4 bedrooms, we wanted at least 2 baths, and this one has 2.5 baths. So it had a nice laundry room on the main floor and a 2-car garage. So we were very contented in what this house offered us.
Now, we didn't sign the contract that day.
No.
We went back and saw the house several more times. And we also went down to another model center they had and looked through their homes. And they had a couple there that were okay, but we still liked the one Mom chose. Happened to be the next to the largest home, too, which was a little odd for 2 people and no children. But anyway, I'm digressing. Anyway, the next thing we had to do was figure out where we're going to build this house. We are building with a custom builder. We're not building with a developer.
Right.
So we started looking for land. And
that was another adventure.
Yes, I found this wonderful lot that the house had burned down on, and I was real excited because it was within our budget for the land. Until we looked at it and found out that you had to put a septic tank in, which was really weird because it was just maybe half a mile from the sewage treatment plant. But we found out from that that was going to cost us in our county approximately $15,000 to $20,000 more. That knocked that land out of the picture for us.
And did we mention we had a budget to start with? So we had to make sure that we stayed within that budget. In reality, what we really wanted wasn't what we could always get. But we got most of what we asked for, but we had to do a little downgrading on some things, like some of the flooring in the upstairs. And we did a little upgrading on the main floor because we're going to spend a lot of time there. And we got it within our budget. And then we continued to look for more property.
Yes, and we looked. And land is available in our area. But it was about that time that we stumbled into a development. And you could buy just the land. And in the development, we learned about the covenants. And at this development, the house we chose would just fit widthwise on the lot within the ordinance of what they call setbacks would be. Something else we learned, when you buy or go to build a house, if you're building especially in a city, you have setbacks. It has to be set so far off the street. It has to be so far from the property line. It can be so much from the back of the lot. And that really limits the size of the home or where you're going to place it. So we learned that. Then we learned about covenants. And this place that was exactly where we wanted to build required all or mostly stone homes. Now that would have added about $100,000 onto the cost of our home.
No way.
We couldn't afford the house at that point. And neither one of us really wanted a stone house. So that got knocked out of the water. So in our travels, I found another property that was just 2 minutes away from it. And it was actually 2 city lots that we ended up getting, wooded in the middle of the city and just under half an acre each. And they were adjoining lots. And Mom went out on that, and I have a picture that will be popping up somewhere in this that will show her standing on the property, and that was the one she wanted to buy. Now, you would think we were all good. Well, no. Now, we know how much we want to spend. We found a piece of land to build the house on. Now comes the next important question. Will the bank give us a loan to build the house? So we went to our local bank.
Bless them.
Bless them.
They worked with us, yes.
And we got pre-approved exactly what we wanted or what we needed with exactly what we expected down. And we were good to go. I still have a mortgage on my house, so that was a second issue because I'm making a mortgage payment now. Plus, until my home sells, there will be 2 mortgage payments. So that's an issue that the bank had to work out. But we got pre-approved. With the pre-approval, we went back and Mom decided to make the offer on the land, but there was a condition. Remember the condition?
Of the land, the trees,
No.
what?
We had to make sure that the home builder approved the lot to build the
yes,
home on.
That's right. Yes. Yes.
This is why we didn't have a lot of stress early on. We went back and forth and got our T's crossed and our I's dotted. The home builder came out and looked at the lot, explained we were going to have a little minor issue because of the shape of the lay of the land,
Right.
but nothing major. So with that, we put the offer in on the land, and the offer was accepted, I should say. We went back up to the home builder and we signed the contract to build the home. And our home builder gives us this book, which is much fuller than when it started, but everything we as home buyers or as the home builders need to know and need to do. And somewhere halfway through the book was a list of things we had to take care of. And we had, of course, had to come up with our own land. And we had to handle any, what they call tap fees. Because we were building in the city, we didn't have to deal with the well or the septic. But we had to pay the city to hook up to the city water and sewer. And that was an additional cost outside of the home cost. That sounds silly, but you would think it would be included. But remember, some homes are built in the country, some aren't. So they can't really just put a flat fee down because they build all over our state and about 3 more states. So we had to pay those fees up front. We had to get the trees on the lot cleared. That was not part of the bargain to buy the home.
That was another journey.
And that
Not
was
a happy one.
Yes, and that's probably where we'll talk about our next adventure is getting the lot prepped.
Yes.
But I will tell you, we got virtually everything we wanted, and we will do one where we will be walking through the home or talking about the home as it's building. And we'll be doing another one where we talk about all the steps that's been involved with the land. When you go with a commercial builder, this company has been in business since 1973. We're not going to have any serious issues with their quality. They were everywhere we looked, they got raving reviews. But the prep to get everything ready, that's where the problems come in. And one issue we had that we just ran into was the survey. Now, in this little book, it says we have to have the site survey. Now, I thought that was the little thing where the project manager came onto our property and walked around and said, yes, you can build a house there. That wasn't it.
We're learning.
We learned well into this and kind of late into this that we had to call a surveyor and have them come down and create what is called a plot map. And they do the survey of the site. That's why our builder called it the site survey or the construction survey. The surveyor calls it a plot map. And right now we have our property just staked, the corners of where the house will be, and we now have a map that went to go get the permits because without that survey you can't get permits to build your home. So those are out, and we have also learned that the city we're building in
Takes its time. It's going to be probably 3 weeks. We've also been told by some of the men we have met with about the properties and the surveys that they have handed in the paperwork and received it go ahead the same day. But not
in our city.
Not in our city. It takes up to 3 weeks.
Yeah, which is really, really...
It's
So
a
we-
bummer. Yeah,
Yes.
it's a bummer.
We are right now, and when we talk about clearing the lot in our next piece of this, we are looking at our fourth date now. Our first dig date was supposed to be
April 2nd.
April 2nd, and our lot was not cleared in a timely fashion, so it got pushed out to April 17th.
Again,
And then it was could not be cleared fast enough. And it got pushed out to May 3rd. I think May 2nd or May 3rd?
10th.
8th. Oh, it was the 8th. You're right. May 8th. Not the 10th. 8th. Now it's May 30th, and God only knows if that's going to happen. And it's all because we have one problem with one person in the loop. If we would have known what we know now, it would not have drug out like it did.
We hope if we teach anything at all about this early on adventure of getting your lots and your property prepared to have a house built, that if you hire someone to remove trees, that you make sure that it is in a contract that they will do it at a certain date. If not, don't let it drag on. We let it drag on for 3 months. We let our heart rule instead of our business mind, and we will not do that again. It's very heart-wrenching, it's frustrating, and it's not good on the nerves.
And I can tell you, we didn't save any money by the time we paid the first guy off and had to bring another team in. And the other team is still under pressure to get everything done. But when we talk about clearing the land on our next travel, that's a whole story in itself of how we got to having the guy that didn't work out do the job. Anyway, that's all for this time. Our next bit will be about the land and a few of the things of the home building. We still have our meetings with the builder to lay out our home.
Yes.
Right now, we're leaving you with, we've walked through, we've got our first contract with them, and that's just the beginning. Mm-hmm. That's kind of our top level wish list. Then as everything comes back through, that's where we have to modify that. We start looking at everything, and that'll be in our next adventure. Anyway, we hope to see you soon.
We hope this helps others out there that's have a dream of building a home somewhere on a nice piece of property. And we hope it helps you in the steps you have to take to make that happen.
And we'll leave you with this, since we're at the very early stage. As you're getting your land purchased and you're sitting down to sign your contract, ask a very important question. Where does the lot have to be, and how long to get permits, so we are not stopping them, because that is right now what we're waiting on. Right. Anyway, you have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. If you want to give us a like, that would be really cool.
Thanks, everybody.
And click a little subscribe down there. Actually, it's over here. It's on the side with your heart. I figured that out today. Click the like or click the subscribe button down there, and we'll be posting these. We're going to try to do once a week on Tuesdays until the home is completed. And once we get through this initial talking stage, we're hoping very, very much that the dig will be beginning, and we'll be able to show you updates on a weekly basis of how fast this home comes up. Anyway, have a wonderful day.
Bye, everybody.